Sure. So Life After Hate is primarily intervention. So we're typically responding to men and women who are looking for a way out or questioning whether they want to come out. What I think makes it very unique for us in the work that we do is that we're probably the only group in America who isn't condemning them. A lot of different people, law enforcement, communities, other programs look at them as, people who are not worthy of help, people who are so terrible that they should be excluded from society. And that language to us sounds a lot like the language that these extremists use against the people that they hate. So we think it's important not to adopt the same narrative, the same value, or the same approach to them as they do to us. Prevention matters, but what's interesting about what Life After Hate is doing is that no one else is intervening. There are a lot of programs involved with with prevention. But we're the only ones who are doing outreach to these men and women. And I think that is reflective of what I've just said about how the community doesn't really believe that these men and women are worthy of help, that they should be feared, they should be isolated, perhaps, eliminated or locked away somewhere. But the reality is you can't do that. You can't just eliminate a group of men and women that you don't like. And so we feel that the intervention that we're doing will complement prevention efforts by others, because oftentimes the men and women we're helping, once they turn into what we call formers, people who have changed, they go out and they do talks at schools, they do talks at communities. They start teaching and informing people about risk factors, what is happening. So through us, those formers who go out and volunteer and do talks to the community are helping other programs create their prevention strategies, their preventive approaches. We're the only ones though doing the intervention, and it's difficult work, and there's not a lot of support for what we do, but we think that what we do is important nonetheless. To assess the network of helpers, the network of other providers, of other partnerships, I think we have to look at what we're taking on. We're taking on something that's very deadly. Hundreds of people are killed in single attacks, if not more. This problem is an international problem. It's not going away. It's not unique to Morocco or the US or New Zealand. It's everywhere. And so there has to be a network. It has to be an international network of people who are concerned and interested in understanding this space and wanting to improve what we know about working in this space. I think even if we're not 100% sure of what we're doing yet, that it's important that we do this now, because people after us will learn from what we've discovered. Life After Hate is a pioneer group. We're the first ones of our kind to do this. Others will come after us and look at what we've done and learn from that. That's important. We create a legacy of helpers, of understanding, of intervening, of preventing. And the better we can do that together, I think the faster the effectiveness of our programs will happen for the world. It's hard to assess right now because it's all fairly new and not one size fits all. This is complicated. This is very complicated. And you're talking about people picking up violence for many different reasons. And when you hear their grievances from all over the world, you realize some of them have legitimate grievances. What we don't agree with is the killing of innocent men and women and children, or attacking places of vulnerability. Like, those things are not okay. But when you listen to what they're upset about, we should be listening. We should pay attention. We should care about what they're upset about. But a lot of the times we don't care because we're angry or we're afraid, and so we don't listen. And if you don't listen, you can't make a connection. And if you're not making a connection, nothing that you say will make a difference to that person. There is life after hate. There is a lot of life after hate. And I'm an example of that. You know, I spent 30 years of my life in pain and suffering and miserable. And the last 20 years of my life have been full of love and happiness and family and friends and helping. It's important to keep hope in even the most of hopeless situations. It's the only thing that we can do. And even though this isn't a battle that we can win, it is a battle we can lose. We have to do our best to maintain a balance between hate and love, between fear and love. We have to maintain that balance. We have to step into those spaces, bear witness, and do what we can to make it safer and better for others. So absolutely there is life after hate. And no one is broken so bad that they can't be repaired. Anyone can be helped, and everyone is worthy of that help. And we the helpers have to remember that. We can't keep our help away from those who need it. We need to give it freely to as many people as we can. So yes, there is life after hate.